Well, well, well. Hello to you. And welcome back to Just Before You Go to Bed. I'm your girl, Connie J.E., live in studios. And tonight it's going to be a catawampus time. Trust me. Now tell me, show of hands, all of you who you love the weather. Yes. So send and tell me all the things that you did for those of you who didn't go to work. I tried to get out of work, but it didn't work, so I had to go in. But the weather was nice. I could actually turn off the AC, open up the window, you know what I mean? Do like a 1, 2, 1, 2. Yes. And it was fun. Now, for all of those of you who were on the shoreline, when you kind of get a little battered, we're sorry about that. No, sincerely, we are sorry that you were inconvenienced, if anything. But I must say that I'm hoping that I put a little dent in CUC. How about you? Right? So I love the weather. And so we had liquid sun in some parts of the day, and of course that nice breeze. It was a wonderful time. Do hope that you are all right, and thank you so much for sharing this special time with me, giving me a time to come into your home, just sitting on the couch, in your car, whatever you're doing on your porch and everything, taking in the breeze, chatting with me. And I got someone very rancy with me in studios this evening. Yes, the man himself, the Lynch, coming from the wrecking trade. I got the man in, Robert.
Hello,
Welcome.
hello. Yes, welcome. Thank you for having me. Like you said, you like the weather today? This
Yes.
is some nice baby making weather.
Oh, not for me.
Not for you,
But
not
we have
for
one
me.
in the bag.
But it was nice. It was nice. It was nice. You know what I found interesting was all it seemed chaotic on the waterfront. People were moving their vehicles. Storm is going on. But in Town, it was just easy breezy.
Easy breezy.
Sunday
I
morning.
know, yeah. It was so good. I could open, the sliding doors. It was just so good. The breeze coming in. It was really good. I don't love when people are inconvenienced because of the weather, but it makes you kind of torn because you get a little nice
Yes.
piece and other persons. But it was so good, and a change in temp. Not
Yes.
bad for K man. Hope we put a little dent in CUC,
Yes,
like I
man.
said
Yes,
before.
yes.
Or we're
Today,
not gonna see nothing different.
Well, one day, what a difference a day makes, right? Who knows?
Who knows? So tonight, I just want to say to all those who are celebrating their birthdays, happy birthday to you. And just so I think this is the first that we've actually had Ash Wednesday fall on Valentine's Day. I can't recall that happening
recall that
before.
happening
So this is unique. So I'm doing something special on that day. I'm doing the Cayman Jamaican Taste Station. So all you gotta do is just WhatsApp me.
What we tasting? What we tasting?
We're tasting roast yam, sweet potato, boiled corn, bami, and the saltfish tone up with a high and tall glass of lemonade.
Nice, nice,
Not only
nice,
that, for
nice.
those of you who missed out on fruitcake, have
You have
it.
some fruitcake on the side.
Have it. So you don't
So
know.
don't cook at your yard, cause guess
No.
what? Taste station there for you.
Connie J.E.
Connie J.E. How them reach you? How them reach you?
547-8610. Just WhatsApp me. You don't know. I'm supposed to be already, I'm supposed to already on a speed dials, Share and tell your friends, because what you do is I prepare you the Ash Wednesday food, give you the Valentine's mood with that. You do your little thing, and then you can go down a agriculture show one time. And me, I set the pace for the Ash Wednesday holiday double up in one, right? So I want to say shout out to my elder sister Anne Marie, because her birthday falls on Valentine's Day.
So it's a Ash Wednesday, Valentine's Day,
birthday.
day.
Man, listen to me. So she knows that she have to add enough things, yeah? So for all of you, please, reach out. It's going to be an amazing time. God is setting the pace already for a nice, feel-good week ahead of us. You know what I mean? And it's so good. So all of you are listening, all my siblings, my friends, all our friends in U.S. Virgin Islands. We're coming there shortly. Don't know when Mikey G and Lady Ellie, and of course we're gonna drag the wrecking trade. He's gonna wreck some trade, but we're gonna get some time to come over to U.S. Virgin Islands. We're setting it up, and to all our friends in Nicaragua, we want to say hello. So Rob,
Yes.
tonight's
topic.
I want to talk about, because you don't know me, tell you something, I have one another bag,
Yes,
right?
man, ready.
So, but me have to find the perfect person. And we tend to say, oh, the word perfect, I can't use it, right? Because there's nothing perfect on this earth. But based on, with dynamics, so
Perfect for
you,
you.
right? So, what does the perfect man looks like? That's what we're talking about, tonight. So if you have your questions or your comments, please feel free to send them to us, 547-8610. Remember the area code is 345. A friend said to me when I sent out the link, CME says, that perfect man looks like me. And I'm like, damn, yeah, want to grab you, but keep it low, right?
So let it settle for a
Like
while.
I said, so send your questions and your comments, and what I found out is that we say what we want. It's like, what's the guy, what the type of guy you're looking for? What is he supposed to look like? We always say, well, want him tall, dark, and handsome. We want him muscular. Him supposed to be educated. Him supposed to this, him supposed to that, right? But I found out in the research that even though we make our lists, the real pieces, the paramount pieces that we really want, we leave them out. We don't really say it.
Why?
Let the video, let me play this. So listen up as to why we women always leave out the part we them want.
Archer Ryan Taraban, and this is Psych Hacks, Better Living Through Psychology. And the topic of today's short talk is the part that women always leave out. So what is this referring to? This is referring to women's answers to the question, what are you looking for in a man? I've listened to a lot of these responses in my life, and what do they typically sound like? I want somebody kind, somebody who makes me feel safe, somebody who's emotionally supportive, somebody who wants a family, somebody.
All right, we're gonna play that back for you. A little volume. So, all right. So the parts that where women always leave out, and I find this video very interesting. So I really want you to hear it, because it pointed to me as well, and I was saying, I really did that. It was like, Connie, and it was so interesting, Robert.
So while we get that video queued up again and get the audio sorted out, you said it spoke to you. What is the thing that you normally leave out?
Well, what I found out is that, we always say, well, you want a man that's godly. That's first on my list, and he must be Adventist and all of that. And, you always say, well, you want him to be considerate and nice. But I never really say I want one that pampers me. Like, I never say that, and I say. So when I listened to this psychologist, he was saying, you are liking and making the list from your previous relationships, persons that you've actually been in relationships with. So you are tabulating, not from a new template, but from one that you've used before.
That didn't
hoping for hoping for all of that grabbed you. Then you interject the little piece there where your name gets.
And I wonder if right there, maybe some of the pieces that were in that package contributed to that working out, not working out.
You mean the ones that I wanted were actually there, but gone again?
The one that you wanted was there, but then there are some other things that were there that you didn't want. So even the things that you said, hey, I want him to be, say for instance, you want him to be tall, dark, and handsome, right? Which then means other women are going to be attracted to him. But then you're vexed because a lot of women are attracted to him.
True that, And some people say, that doesn't bother me. But in
secretly,
reality, when they're coming up to him you feel a little weird, especially if you feel like he's hiding, or you might try to keep that little portion there without me seeing, you know what I mean?
And think about the one where you want a man who provides, right?
Yes.
But then you want to work as well. Then if he's the provider, but you want to work as well, then you're not really appreciating his provision, because I can do it by myself.
Me don't know if I really want to go there. Because, it's a little touch of me need a little water with that.
You need a little water with that one.
Because, of course, it is based upon, I feel, that it's then based upon your agreement together.
Okay.
Your mutual agreement. If because I believe if Ozzy is making it that and can sustain us, and I don't have to work, and we come to an agreement, well, amazing. If he reach a point where now it's not that he can really shoulder all the responsibilities, and I work, then of course.
Okay.
But I'm saying it's based upon our agreement and how we steer.
Fair enough. So
I don't want you to come forcefully. That's what I mean. I say, I want a woman to work.
No, but you remember this. So this show, what we're talking about, is not about the woman. Sorry, it's not about the man. It's about you, the woman. It's about you asking for some things.
Yes.
And what I'm trying to
but
say
I'm fully
is,
telling it.
there you go. So when you ask for these things, do you really appreciate what you're asking for?
Well,
In full.
personally, yes.
All right. So what about a godly man? You want a godly man, right?
Yes.
He's in church. He's involved.
Yes.
He's reading his Bible. He's studying.
Yes.
He's a man of God.
Active in
I
church.
said, no, your skirt too short.
Hey.
You can't represent me like that.
Hey. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. But you see, Robert, I think really and truly, when you meet your partner, when you meet him or her, you start getting to know, the likes and dislikes, and the things, and we're gonna touch on that. I don't want to touch it yet, but a firm man that said, because in reality, you want one man that is headship.
There you go.
You want headship, So all these women out there we are carrying and they want a man that can say, listen, cut it out. Come and sit down here.
Yes.
But you want, me personally, me want him firm, I want him be nice. Sprinkle it with little salt like Jesus says.
Which is interesting. Because, and you're right, a good man, the ideal man, is going to sprinkle it with as much salt as possible. But there are some times when he needs to be firm.
Yes, he does. Yes. And we want that, Women want that. We have gotten now, however, into a place wherein we have been, for whatever reason, whether by choice or not your decision really, but you've been forced into it, become leaders of our home. And so, for me personally, have been the leader of my home for a couple of years, right? So now I'm making the decisions and whatever. If a male comes into the dynamics now, I have to consciously start loosening the reins. But I will honestly say, however, me not say, oh, here are the reins, honey. No, me not let it go. Because I'm so used to holding on to the reins, right? So here is where he has to now be gently forceful. So, can that hurt them? Is there a paradox? But I'm giving it to him, But you have to understand that I'm used to holding it on. So it's like I'm set this way.
Yes.
So now I have to retrain myself and give myself physio on how to open the fingers. This is where he'll come in with love. Yeah?
So here's the thing, and that's why I like this video and the space that we're looking at it in, because when does that happen? When does that training, when does that physio happen? Does that physio happen in the relationship or before the relationship?
It's prior to.
Which means when he does come, you should just let it go because you've gone through physio.
But for me, I'm saying the physio is while I'm getting to know him. No, maybe I'm wrong, but I mean, I talk about me
Yes.
personally. I'm thinking maybe my physio, for me, my physio is like as I'm getting to know him. I'm knowing his likes and his dislikes. I'm seeing where his leadership skill lie. You know, if I'm gonna need more therapy, more pruning to let go the little finger faster than the big finger, you know, because someone's like, I don't know, you know, because you're getting to know. So by the time you go through your courtship and your counseling before marriage, I'm supposed to be totally, the reins are totally out of my hand comfortably.
And that's fair, and it's good counsel to women to work on those things prior to. I might even say work on those things prior to even meeting him. Why? Because the Bible says, "He who finds a wife
Find
finds
it
a
a
good
good
thing,"
thing.
which means he can't find you and then make you into a wife.
No,
He must see you as wife material
you
before.
should be that already.
Which means if he sees you and it looks like you're going to be a battle, then he's not seeing the wife.
Not unless him like a sparring.
There you
If a
go.
film kind of thing, say, why me like how she's spunky.
And then guess what? So then that means when he sees that and he's attracted to that, and then you become the wife now, and then you switch it up and you know you're trying to be submissive. He's no, you're bait and switch me, because I was looking for the sparring,
But
and now you're submitting.
But submission to a husband has nothing to do with my sparring qualities, you know.
Absolutely does, though.
You think?
Yes, man.
Tell me why you say that.
Here's the thing. Submission. I like to say it this way: the three Hebrew boys, as they're talking to Nebuchadnezzar, they're standing in front of him. The statue is there, and they're not bowing down. And they turn to him and say, "Hey, guess what, brother? My God is awesome and wonderful and powerful, and He can save me. He can save us from whatever you are going to punish us with."
Of course.
Well, guess what?
If you choose not to.
We
We
don't
still
care.
God.
We still not do it.
We still not
Full
because
time.
still God.
Full stop. He's still God, and we are going to listen to Him no matter what. And that's what that means. So submission translates to, hey, this is my husband, and it no matter what your girlfriend say, what your friends say, what all the people them say, I'm going to follow my husband's lead.
Of course. But,
Which-
but how does it be now that, me mouth here, me spar, and we have the debate, intellectual conversation and thing. How does it now that my following him, irrespective of what anybody else say, changes my personality?
Great.
That I'm switching it up, I'm not being myself because I'm still being me, but honoring the fact that he's head of home.
Great. So there it is. So we're sparring and we're having fun, and we know that is fun. But the challenge presents itself when we go, okay, fine. Now we're serious, but you still want to spar because that is just a natural part of you. So we're trying to make a solid decision, and right now we need to make a quick decision. And even all the time, I work with you and I help you to appreciate. But this time, I need to put my foot down.
But so this is what I was saying, being holding on to the reins. So here with that part, is not that I'm changing my personality, but then I'm also giving over reins because now I'm consciously knowing that things are going to change. Now I am not first person. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. I believe that as you get to know, as you get into the courtship, as you do all of that, this is where you're learning now, and doing the physio of letting go of leadership, and now becoming a partner.
Yes.
And understanding now the dynamics and the role. And I think for many of us, is not that having all of these ideologies or having facts or you're doing this means that you won't have obstacles ahead of you,
course
because we're
human
fighting
beings.
against an enemy that don't
Yes.
want us to win, and the first thing in attack is marriages,
Yes.
right? And worship. So, but I truly believe if we are aware we have the enemy,
Yes.
we are aware of the two main things he attacks.
Yes.
So we're supposed to have the defense. You know what I mean?
Supposed to.
We're supposed to. And then understanding that my genetic makeup, how God made me, is functions differently from how we make you. As in, men function this way, women function this way, right? And then respecting
The difference.
the differences, right? And then so learn. Because, for instance, if I should get married now, I would want my husband to understand that, okay, I'm at the age 27.
27.
Exactly. But I'm at the age where I'm getting to perimenopause, eventually
Menopause
menopause.
happen at 27?
I'm unique.
Unique, yeah. Special conditions.
Special memo. The doctor clarified that last show, I'm a special case. So I would want him to understand so that the expectations are real. Knowing what I may face,
Yes.
knowing that I'm different from this other woman or that woman over there. And so be ready and geared and learn to come into it, as well as I need to know what will be happening to him and changes. So we don't have an expectation, then I only think meet. Unrealistically, we are going to mix and create a divide.
Additional challenges. And this is before you got your bed, not the wrecking trade. So I want to take over the thing, right? But
No, man. Feel free, man. Yeah, let you loose,
here's the thing that I'm thinking about as we explore that. We often, as the video is going to share with us, we often don't say many of the things that we want.
Right, true.
The things that are there, we don't account for them. And it goes even further to go, hey, the things that you want, we don't understand or appreciate the work that the man had to put in order to get there. That work didn't come easy. And so, especially now, you hear a lot of women say, these are the things that I want, that I want, that I want. But not accounting for what the man wants and what the man actually needs in order to give you what you want. And so, because of that, we get into these back and forth battles. But this is why I often wonder, is that who you are really?
Is it unrealistic?
Is it really who you are? Because if it is, then it may be a little bit unrealistic. Why?
Right, yeah.
Because the single Connie is a completely different person from booed up Connie. Yes. So you can't say, well, this is who I am. No. Me before you was me with a whole heap of women. I had to change that.
Right.
Me before you, I did whatever I wanted. Now I account for you. So now I have to account for you.
Yeah, so it changes. So my me on my own is not my me now with
Exactly.
you. This is a new dimension for
Exactly.
me. And so we're coming into that. And that is why I believe, my grandmother always said, rest her soul, she always says, be what you want.
That's it.
And at first it's like, whatever, man. I was like, grandma, whatever. But when I got older and I started dating and whatever, I realized that I'm a talker. So I find that I gravitate to men that are quiet in public. Like they're quiet in public, people see them and they'll be like, does he talk? But you wouldn't know what he is with me alone. Not him chat off me is. You get what I mean? But out in public, people see me and me are the one, and me a talk, and me a go. He's very quiet, the partners, But then when I go home, him take over the talking and I'm listening.
Okay.
So I really understand that what you want and what you really desire, because I'm not going out there and tell somebody say, me no want one talker, me no want one person that is, a people person or whatever. But I find that when I'm that and he is this, he compliments me, because home is really where I need the boots in so me can face the world.
Okay.
I don't say it out loud to say, I'm looking a quiet guy. But I realize that from dating that I find that that's what I prefer.
Okay.
The one that's not really that talk about. I mean, him no weak, mind you, and he can say, but
So
he's
you
the
like
one.
the strong, silent type.
Yes, that is not and absolutely what attracts me. He's a man that's not afraid to be himself. You know what I mean? If he wants to make a point in church, he'll make it. Him done. And if I'm out there and I'm talking, him not have a problem to say, all right, let my wife represent us. You know what I mean? And let her talk. And then, you know what I mean? Not afraid to say, okay, she's shining. So it's fine.
Okay.
You know, and then, but I want when I get home, I don't have to be the lion that I am in the world. So we tend not to really say, well, I want one shepherd, I want one quiet. We always say, I want him educated, I want him strong, I want him godly, I want this. But we want the other things in that we really never say. And I wondered to myself, is it out of fear? Is it making us feel too vulnerable or too needy? What do you think?
So, as you said those things, I'm wondering at the same time if sometimes you want the man who is quiet and he's going to allow you to shine out in public. So I guess you're filtering and you're looking for those things and you're subliminally or quietly signaling those things. So make sure that those are the guys coming back to you, right?
But like, when you say it, it's like my say, it's like that.
How am I going with this? Right? And then it begs the question of, do you want him to actually lead, or you want a man who will allow you to lead?
No, I mean no say that. That's why I say heard of. Because here's the thing, you see. If I'm out there, all right, you know me had to talk and me
Yes.
come me there, me have me show and whatever. I don't think that I would want my husband to say, you know what, Connie, as a head of the home, you should stop your radio. You know,
Okay.
that thing. Or if I'm at church and and we have a presentation and it calls for conversation, if I stand up and view my points, I don't think my husband should say, you don't do the talking, make me do the talking. No. I'm not expecting that. Totally don't. I'm not going to be straight up. Me no want that the type of personality.
Fear.
You know, I want it to be that my husband would be the person that, like I said, when we're home, we talk. So I'm gaining strength at home to face the world. So my point of views are coming across. He's coming across. I'm learning from him. So maybe me, I say, microphone could never be slanted. I always have to understand. Here I'm learning from him that, hey, it can happen. So when I go out, I'm going out not stupidly. I'm going out learned in the sense that my thoughts, my opinions are now mingled with his point of views, and here we are together in one. So when if I say something, my husband say, absolutely, she's correct. You know what I mean? So it's not for I'm not looking for somebody that's going to be behind the scenes, but we do know that sometimes circumstances being that we may be more influential because we out there.
Yes,
And that
out
is
there
what,
already.
that was before him and him a join the thing. So here now I'm now accounting for him. So you're gonna see that maybe the things I talk about will be now influenced by his opinion, him interjection and stuff. So it's not like I'm pushing him in the back.
So and so here's the question there, right? Do you want a man who is then a bigger light than you? Because you out there. So that, which means if you take a man who's a smaller light, then you're still going to be the leader.
So we need to find one wrecking trade.
Which in order for him to be the leader, then you'd have to consciously look for somebody who's a bigger light.
Do I have to? You think?
I mean,
No,
remember what you said. You said that
Remember
you're
that
having to go through therapy
To let
turn
go.
up, to let go.
Right.
of
But
the
letting
muscles.
go doesn't mean I'm letting go of my personality.
No, absolutely not. And that's what I'm
my
working
thing,
with.
yeah.
So if you recognize that your personality is that way, if you are going to choose someone who's a lesser light, then that means, sure, your personality is going to continue to be that way, but it is going to be harder for you to switch off the leader muscle because you're a bigger light than him.
Cause him no out there.
Because him not out there.
But what if he's a strong man? I mean, I don't know if that's the word I want to term I want to say. But anyways, I'm just saying, this may not be his arena, but it doesn't mean that he's not firm and strong and have the leadership qualities. So that you separate this from your thing. You know what I mean?
Fair enough.
Right.
So then that means you're gonna have to think about where he's leading you, or what are the leadership qualities that you're looking for. Because if you don't have that, it's a little bit harder, I find, to switch off, because what it would mean is that you have to dim your light to make him feel good. You have to dim your light.
And
to
I
make
don't
him
want that.
And you don't want that.
I don't want that.
So that means.
So I want to be able to shine my light with him in there.
Or you want to be able to find something that he can actually lead you in, so that you can actually no, okay, I am submitting to him. Otherwise, any kind of submission is you pretending.
But I know that one is kind of sticky. It's kind of sticky. In the sense that I totally agree that, you don't want to dim yourself or change yourself. So of course, you're getting him in, and he has to be, up there. And I'm here, I'm at my bright. So this need a psychologist then. For really kind of put it into perspective, really. Because in reality, I don't want to override him in that sense where it comes. Because mind you know, Connie J.E. is separate from Constance. Connie J.E., even though it's me, I'm living in this Connie J.E. for this scenario.
Yes.
But when I go home, I'm not Connie J.E. When I go home, I'm mommy to my kids, and I'm gam to my grandson. I'm not Connie J.E. I'm not the radio personality when I go home. But the vibes in me still
is still there.
Is still me. This is my vibe, me talking, me love.
This is your energy.
I mean, this is my energy. But when I'm dealing with mommy stuff, I'm not dealing with it from a Connie J.E. Is as the situation persists. So when I become Mrs. whomever, is not Connie J.E. It is Mrs. whomever.
Okay.
That has
the relationship.
The Connie is the Mrs. But is
Connie
the Mrs.
J.E. is still out the road.
No, Mrs. is in Connie J.E. is included in Mrs. whomever, but when I'm dealing with my husband and I'm dealing with home, I'm not dealing and addressing him as Connie J.E. because it's separate entities, if I can say that. I mean, I want to look like me have multiple personality or not, right? But I'm just saying, the way we talked about this too, how you deal with persons at work.
Yes.
You don't want to come deal with your husband the same way. So you're separating these. Who I am at work is not who I am at home.
Why?
Because I'm not interacting on an intimate level per se with my co-workers. We have teamwork, camaraderie, all of that. But when I come home, this is who I'm leaning on to share my day, my bad day, my good day, my accomplishments, whatever, and vice versa. It's a different entity.
And here's the thing. For many men, they would actually like for you to treat them like your co-worker. Why? Because you wake up in the morning, you put on your nice clothes and you dress up yourself and you go out the road in your nicest clothes to show your co-workers. And then you come home and put on your momo and you're tired and you set them in your head, and that's what you give me. Right?
Yeah, I love it tired.
When you're talking to your boss, at work, you have, even in full and nonsense, you still address him with respect and you share with you still try to boost him up. When you're coming and you're talking to me, if I say something you don't like, you're ready to tell me something nonsense, right? So for many men, it feels like the co-workers get a better experience with you than me, and women will say, well, because you get me the real me. But I'm saying, I don't, no. I don't like that one.
The real media work too, you know.
Exactly.
The real media work too,
So-
but I
so why not get the
understand.
nice one?
Yeah, all right. So media work and the boss have no sense, right? Arguments.
Yes. Hypothetically speaking.
You know, so he talks to me like, yes, sir, yes, ma'am, and whatever. You know, and when they go, so you know, you have to go set the thing because where am I talking about now
Yes.
make no sense, right? But for me, can you see, my thing is, I don't know if maybe my head design different from everybody else, but I'm looking on the precedent that is set that this is a person that I say he makes me feel good.
Yes.
And because he makes me feel good, I like when he comes home, and I like coming home to him. I can't wait me watch the clock. Because me know say me, and I may have something next time. I say, baby, be kill me. You know, I love the person who can work that energy there.
Yes.
You know, me can, and I say, tell me, so you come and me tell you. Because I'm a playful type of person, so me want the man who can play to
Yes.
love ramp.
Yeah, man.
And then I'm also on the precedent that I already am acknowledging the responsibility God lay on me.
Yes.
Said this man have me give him 70 years, and by reason of strength he may get one little extra. And I'm expecting, Connie, that every day with you, you'll do your best.
To add the years and not take them away.
Exactly, right? And I'm expecting, and I see vice versa. So I'm looking, coming in from that doorway.
Yes.
So I don't want it to be that my co-workers get better than where the husband gets, and vice
Yes.
versa. Me want it to be that everything that happens outside, him and who me I go feel that me I go tell him, and when me say Robert push me in my head and me want him to say I'm gonna have a word, and me I say you want the protection, man, and that is why me say, oh, me mouthy and thing, me not think me can find one man where I don't think we're gonna have one where in temper quick, you know, because me say Robert push down my head, where's the keys? And he
We don't get long time.
A long time, you know, it not gonna work.
Just point him out.
You know, so you have to tailor, but you have to understand that with all your relationships, there's responsibility that God
Yes.
is looking for you to carry out.
Yes.
You have to let your children, you have to teach them. God say, teach them the commandments. When you're sitting down, when you're lying down, when you're walking, when you're in the field, you got to talk about me so that the children know God is real. Tell
right.
them of the way I delivered you.
Yes.
Is the same way now. You are prepping them to face the world, right? But if me girl up my son, what got him to him when he got up on him own, right? He might go try to find one woman like me, you know, where girl him up. Or he might go suffer at the hands of another woman, and then
Yes.
him not go happy. Then the blame would fall on me because of how I preset the thing. Right? So I'm looking at the fact that coming in knowledgeably and really stating everything you want. Don't be afraid. The Lord will bless you. Him say, tell me what you want, right? So if me want tall, dark, and some wrecking
for it.
trade, say it.
Yes.
Not true.
Yes.
The silent wreckers.
Yes. And then being able to appreciate that when you get that.
What you need to do to
That's right. That's right.
I think his maintenance is the hardest thing.
There you go. Because it's all good and well to say you want Christmas gifts and you want all of these wonderful gifts. But then after Christmas morning done, if you put away all the wrappers and all the things and
Lord.
listen, my son got a whole bunch of toys for the Christmas holiday, and all of these things need batteries. So now I need to go out and buy pen light battery and AAA battery and all of these things, and then he's running. So everything has some side effects, and we have to think about the side effects. Am I ready and willing and okay with those side effects? For instance, we kind of touched on it already in terms of you want the man who's strong. That means he's going to be stronger than you, right? And
a norm, we're not strong, are we?
on a norm, we're stronger than
By default.
by default. But guess what? just like you said, some women, they spent a lot more time being in the leadership. So you are going to be stronger than the average woman.
Right.
Which then means you're going to need a stronger man than the average man. Otherwise,
you go override him.
there you go.
So I would hope that, for me personally, and I'm wishing it for the women that have been in leadership roles for their for their families for a while, is that you see the big dog them, and then you see one little dog come and then curl up them tail and you just say, "But you be gone, you could have killed him, you know?" I want it to be that we will feel like we're the big dog. Hear the man come and him just cool it down, you see me? Because we want the first.
Because you want it. And it invites a lot of soul searching, a lot of introspection to say, yes, this is what I want, so I am willing to do the thing that I need to do in order to get there. And that, like you said, might mean some therapy. Might mean some...
A whole heap of therapy.
A whole heap of therapy.
Because to let go is not easy.
To let go is not easy.
And we come with a lot of baggage.
And sometimes the things that we're looking at, we say, but I saw me like it, or but that's my personality. No, friend.
No, it's not for
it's
real.
not.
Because you really and truly, when you get home, you're a different kettle of fish too,
There
you know.
you go.
When you turn it off. When you turn it off, and I'm calling the turning off also taking off the mask.
Taking off the mask that you wear out there in public.
Yes, and come with the setters in the mail.
Yes. But guess what? That means then the man is not stimulated by you. And guess what? The girl a theme workplace. As she a put it on for him. So you a put it on God your work, and then other women are putting it on to come to his work. So we're finding attraction separately instead of together.
That's why I'm going to start wear setters in the maid, so I'm give me setters meds.
or start practicing. Listen now. I know this girl. One of the things that she does is, she said her routine when she come from work, first thing she got bathe and she put on her nice face and whatnot so that she can greet him with her best. Because you can't just get the best to the co-workers. You want to give the best to the man who's actually going out there to do for you. All the nice negligee and whatnot will catch up in the back of the closet. Bring them out and put them on.
Of course. Yeah, it's a given.
And nobody can put on the day did hard. I just want to be comfortable. No.
I can be not comfortable in a lingerie. You're comfortable in a nice nightie. Nice nightie. You hear the word nice?
Nice. But here's the question. Nice to who? Nice to you? No. Nice to him.
But I want to be comfortable. You hear me say nice? Nice. Oh my God. I love chatting with you. Listen, because you get to think about the reality, because what the world sees is not who you are behind closed doors. You know what I mean? And there's this facade when you come out. And so I think with that, you want the person that you can just take this facade off and just be you. But at the same time, you don't just want, even if you have setters in your hair, make it be set in a sexy way, like it is something, honey, I can't wait till you pull out them setters.
And don't touch me here if I go work in the morning.
No. But it's true, because like you said, and that's a key point that we need to look at. Women are coming to work, they're putting out their best, the very same best you put on when you're going out. This is what your husband sees every day. And so when he comes home, I'm like, yeah, can't wait to get home to Connie. Then he come home, me have one day night today with rough land up here, so and me have on sleeping cap, and the big old bed slippers, sitting. I was like,
what is?
Damn.
And you say, well, you're supposed to love me anyway. Yeah, but help me out now, baby.
Can I get the lady in the wedding dress?
Yeah.
Can I get the lady in the wedding dress or the first date? God, that wasn't it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
You put it on and you put it out for him. And then when you get in now, you put that for the co-worker. That
I know.
Can't work.
So I want our listeners to I want to play the part.
Yes.
That can we get the part again? Because I know or And our engineer was with us, but we were chatting and having so much fun that we gone, right? But I wanted them to hear the part about, what the women don't say.
Yes.
But I really want for them to hear about the man that have the kahuna.
Yes, man.
Yeah? So
And that's the thing.
I don't know.
Ryan Taraban, and this is Psych Hacks, Better Living Through Psychology. And the topic of today's short talk is the part that women always leave out. So what is this referring to? This is referring to women's answers to the question, what are you looking for in a man? I've listened to a lot of these responses in my life, and what do they typically sound like? I want somebody kind, somebody who makes me feel safe, somebody who's emotionally supportive, somebody who wants a family, somebody honest and loyal and committed, etc. Leaving aside the fact that "and" is expensive, all this sounds reasonable enough, right? However, it turns out that this response really messes with men's minds. But before I back up that claim, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to this channel. It takes less than a second, costs you nothing, and probably burns a calorie or two.
True.
So do the thing. The fact of the matter is that there's an important part that women always leave out when they answer this question. And this omission really confuses men, because if you're a man and you listen to this answer sincerely, you might think, well, geez, I'm loyal, and I'm caring, and I'm honest, and I want a family. Aren't I what women are looking for? And of course, these men typically are not what women are looking for, because they're the ones asking what women are looking for.
There you go.
However, they could be right about all the other stuff. They could actually embody the traits listed by these women. So what's the issue? Here's the part that women leave out. The part that is really important for men to hear. Women do want all of those things, but they want them from the men they are already attracted to. Sounds obvious, but the inclusion kind of makes a big difference. Women are not listing the factors that cause them to be attracted to some men over others. They are listing the criteria that motivate them to choose some attractive men and not other attractive men. They assume attraction and maybe believe it's socially unacceptable to say so explicitly, but there it is. And this understanding has two really important consequences. First, it should drive home that female attraction is not based on the things that women explicitly list as criteria in partner selection.
Hey.
Remember, they want these things from men they're already attracted to, which means that the attraction comes first, before they know whether the men in question possess these sought-after traits.
Yes.
Almost every woman has had a sexual relationship with at least one man who has not been loyal, or kind, or emotionally supportive, or family-oriented, or any of the things that they claim that they're looking for in men. And why is that? Because they made the decision based on their attraction, which logically could not be based on traits that were not present. And here's the second consequence. Men, with this understanding, your prime objective should be to become attractive,
That's it.
to become a man that women are attracted to. That's how you get your foot in the door. And the good news is, it's really good news, that most of the things that actually relate to female attraction are things that you can learn and develop. These are things like being physically fit, knowing how to dress, learning the art of charming conversation, choosing a life mission, attaining success, and picking up some game. These are things that women respond to. And these are also all skills that you can learn, and they all benefit you directly, with the indirect benefit of making you more attractive to women. So what's the holdup, gents? And that's what I have for you today. If you like this, please be sure to check out my playlists on similar.
So I like that. I had to say to myself, you see?
Yes.
I'm looking at what I'm used to, what I've already tested and tried, and I'm not using a new template. It's a C, and maybe that's why our relationships don't work.
And in the middle of that, he also said you're using the older template, but also you are, just now we were talking about you want the man who is able to allow you to shine and respect you and whatnot, but that's not what attracted you to him. Because in order for you to be attracted to him, first he had to demonstrate that he was a leader. He had to be strong. Now when he's strong and you're attracted, you want him to now tone down the strength so that he can make you feel comfortable, right? But if he was listening to you at the front end, he would have come in soft and miss attraction altogether.
Yes. And we would not attract it to him.
There you go.
Because if he come on the silent type, I was like, I'm not there.
There you go.
Him gave a talk.
Right.
That is true.
And we spent the whole front part of the show you saying, yes man, he's going to allow me to talk. But then that's not what attracted you.
No, it's the strength.
There you go.
Belief.
Yes man. No, and I said this to some people, hey, mercy is not just allowing me to do something. I don't feel mercy if I don't think you have the power to hurt me. So his allowing me to speak means nothing if he's a quiet person who can't talk. He just can't talk. But if he has his point solid, if he allows you to speak, that's a different conversation.
That's a different kettle of fish. That me want. Yes, we want.
But ladies, but we're telling the men the wrong things.
Yes, we're coming off of the front end now. No. Ladies, we have to switch it up so we can get the husband. Because look here, time is running out. You see me? And we don't have much time on this because God is coming soon and we have to get with things started out. So in the meantime, you gotta get this thing right. So it shouldn't be about fear that I don't say what I really want. Come from the back in the piece. I put up as I hit with the attraction. That's something for work with them.
I think you're right in terms of the fear, because many times I hear this conversation and we're talking about the man who's the leader and it automatically jumps to, I don't want somebody who dominates. That's not what leadership is. What is giving us that negative message? No, that have nothing to do with God is the leader.
Of course.
Right? He's in charge. Every prayer should end with, not my will but thine. That's full submission. Right?
Yes.
And in that full submission,
God not force you to make you know say my leader. Boom him.
There you go.
What you gonna do? A God?
Exactly. But you know that he has power. So the idea here is we have to recognize and appreciate the power in the man.
Yeah.
And then trust that he's not going to use that power against you.
That's the thing. So right there, so is when Satan interjecting the fear.
There you go.
And because I have been in the place where I me hold on to the rain them.
I don't know what I'm going to do when him a hold it, you know.
And me did in charge, you know. And the fight, and so here is the divide.
Yes.
No, engineer for me, Lady Ellie. I want you to play the other video for me because here is where I feel when we're overcome with fear, when we're tag teaming. Should I let go? Should I not? I believe if the men have these two things that this video gonna show will make a difference.
All right, let's see what they're saying.
So, Better Living Through Psychology. And the topic of today's short talk is how to be a man. It's a simple question, and one that 100 years ago would be ludicrous to ask. Because back then, everyone just sort of knew what the answer was. But here we are in modern times, characterized, among other things, by an identity crisis in men. How we got here is extremely complex, but here is where we are. Now, some forms of masculinity, such as machismo masculinity, are fairly complex. This is because they are performances of an unwritten etiquette with evolving rules and standards. However, this form of masculinity, as much as femininity, is essentially performative. Neither is a natural suite of behaviors, and each is an expression of a particular time and place. These forms of masculinity and femininity can be learned, and skillful execution of their respective suites of behaviors both express and confirm status in men and women. Many of the answers you'll hear on the internet to the question of how to be a man correspond with performative masculinity. They are things that you can do to signify your man status with props, costumes, and postures. These could be things like grow a beard, lift heavy stuff, start a business, go fishing, go hunting, learn to start a fire, learn to drive a manual transmission, learn to seduce women, learn to fight, learn to shoot a gun, learn to grill a ribeye steak, talk knowledgeably about sports, drink beer and appreciate whiskey, etc. Now, I don't have a problem with any of those things. A lot of them sound fun and could prove beneficial to the individual in question. However, I do think that all of those responses suffer from defining masculinity essentially as a suite of behaviors, as a performance. Now, I have a different take on this question. As you can see, I'm not a guy who's very performatively masculine. I work with words in a very feminized profession. I've never played football or scaled a fish or roped a calf. However, when it comes down to it, I'm extremely masculine. And this is because what it means to be a man is very simple and only marginally associated with what you do or what you look like. Are you ready? To be a man is very simple. You need only two things. You need a spine and you need some balls. That's it. If you have a spine and you have some balls, then you're a man. And just so we're clear, I'm not talking literally. All humans have a spine and all males have balls. What I'm talking about is a spine and a pair figuratively. It's simple, but not necessarily easy. Let's talk about each one individually, shall we? First, what does it mean to have a spine? A spine means that you are willing to stand up. Anatomically, you need a spine to stand erect. Figuratively, you need a spine to stand up for what you believe to be true, which is, in your heart of hearts, who you are. And this, of course, presupposes that you actually know what you believe to be true, and this ain't easy. Most of the things in your head were put there by other people, and a lot of that stuff is total garbage. For most people, it takes years and years of patient self-study to learn what they believe to be true. So young guys get a pass here, though it's important to acknowledge that we tend to make their jobs harder by filling them up with so much distracting nonsense to begin with. However, there are many older guys, men who I speak with on a regular basis, who don't know what their values are, don't know what they believe to be true, and consequently don't know who they are. And how are you going to stand up for something if you don't know what that something is? Now, before I go any further, if you're liking what you're hearing, then please consider sending this episode to someone who might benefit from its message, because it's word-of-mouth referrals like this that really help to make the channel grow. Now, having a spine also lets you know where you stand in relation to the universe. This is because as soon as you stand up, you cast a shadow, which situates you in a specific place between the heavens, literally the sun, and the earth, your immediate surroundings. Unless you are completely in line with the light, there is no way to avoid casting a shadow on this plane. Among other things, this means that as soon as you stand up, that is, as soon as you make it known who you are and what you believe in, you will attract an antithetical element in opposition to that, the shadow. People will disagree with you. People will disapprove of you. Some people will despise you. And the taller you stand, the more some people will threaten, attack, and seek to destroy you. This is part of the risk of standing up and having a spine. And this, of course, is why we rightly respect people who stand up for what is right, despite the personal risk of doing so. What's strange is that the alternative to doing this, that is, remaining spineless, isn't all that great either. You go through life never really knowing who you are and what you believe in. Now, it often happens that some people do know who they are and do know what they believe in. However, they're never able to find their place in the world because they weren't willing to stand up from their hiding places and say, "This is me." This is because doing so requires the second ingredient, a pair of balls. Having a pair means that you're willing to suffer the risk associated with being somebody, a specific individual with values and beliefs. It means putting your money where your mouth is. It means whether you agree with me or disagree with me, whether you approve or disapprove of me, if you love or hate me. It means, if necessary, putting your money, your relationships, your career, your status, your reputation, and even your life on the line in the service of what you believe to be true. If you have a spine with no balls, you spend your life hiding from your friends, hiding from your women, and ultimately hiding from yourself. While you technically can't do anything to earn respect, in the sense that you cannot make someone respect you, especially if, for whatever reason, they have a mind not to, you can significantly increase the probability that you will garner respect from other men and from women in general by having a spine and growing a pair. We respect those who are willing to hold the line and stand up for what they believe in, regardless of the consequences. Paradoxically, we like those who don't seem to care whether we like them or not. On the other hand, we typically have neither respect nor appreciation for those who do things so that we might like them. Let's recap. If you know who you are, what you believe to be true, and if you're willing to stand up and risk it all in the service of those beliefs, in the service of your mission, then congratulations, my friend, you are a man. You do not need to grow a beard. You do not need to hunt or care about football or drink everyone under the table or plow through half the women in town. You need a spine and some balls. If you have all the other things, but you don't have a spine and some balls, then you're not a man, in my opinion. And if you have none of those other things, but you do have a spine and some balls, then you're a full-fledged man. Hopefully, that clears some things up.
It sure did.
Yes.
Because in reality, we really don't like the persons who do everything for you to like them. For us, they're spineless.
Yes.
Right? And that's what you call them.
Yes.
But the man that is absolutely, I don't care if you like me or not, this is my belief, this is it, and I stand up for it. That's who is like a magnet. So I am just saying, when I saw that, I says, if our men would just believe who they are, who they have been designed by God to be, stop this whining and just be who you are and get them cojones. Ooh.
You wet for him. But here's the thing right there, though. That man with those balls don't care whether you like him or not.
That's the thing.
Which
and that's why
means-
you're going to draw to him.
But that also means that all the things that you were saying at the beginning, that say, hey, these are the things I want in my man, and all, he's going to be like, calm yourself.
No, I not feel so. No, you know why?
But if he's giving you everything that you want, then you don't want him.
No, I don't agree with that.
But you just said it, though.
No, and that's what I say.
You call him spineless.
If he's no, you know, no, there's a difference. There's a difference. Let's not mix them.
Yes.
You see, a person now that is all right. Is a kiss bottom, but then the bottom we was good. You know, the person that does it, like everything, you care about the news, you're doing everything for the boss, you know, those things to make the people them like you, and you're doing this and you're just you're not really attracted to them. That's not who you really want. So, and even if you should select that person, you're not gonna be comfortable. There is not gonna be any clear understanding of the roles, because why? He's not playing his role. A man now who knows who he is and is confident to know who he is, and he doesn't
Needs to run everything by you.
No. If the man is clear on who he is, he already knows who he's designed to be, and he's stepping in that role, irrespective of if the women out there watching say, I don't want to do that, man. I don't want to do that, man. The thing is, you're gonna be drawn to him. Why? He's firm. He's honest. This is who he is, and he's not wavering. You're gonna realize that man's gonna realize that real women God-fearing women are gonna be drawn to him because we know what the structure should look like.
But that also means he's going to tell you plain and straight when you're talking foolishness.
And that's what we want.
And he's going to check you
If your skirt too short.
if your skirt too short.
But and that's the thing. But like I said before, when I'm getting to know him, when we're getting to know each other, me don't find out her the same early love a short skirt thing, and he's firm about that. So if I wear it short, I'm like, I
And
realize
me about it.
exactly. So what I'm gonna do is, when you're ready to go out with me, give me a
Link me.
call. Boom.
Because he's not trying to get you.
That's not, you see? And so with that now, you're feeding our mind versus the flesh.
But the world and sometimes even our church promotes the reverse message.
That's
in
it.
that happy wife, happy life, the man's job is to please the wife. No, that's foolishness.
But if I'm a happy wife, I'm only happy because he's happy.
There you go. But we don't account for the happy husband.
Happy husband,
Right.
happy home.
Yes, man. We don't account for it. He's supposed to make me feel and make me this. No, no, no.
But then what do I do?
He
If he
was
make me
there.
all of this, what's feeding him?
There you go.
What's feeding him?
We forget that, hey, there
He's
was the
human
Bible.
too.
The man was there.
Yeah.
And God said, hey, this man needs something. So it's your job to bring that thing that he needs. But we've turned it upside down. We've allowed all these other movements to tell you, no, 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 no. You're the prize and he needs to bring everything to you so that...
We're both the prize.
No, no, no.
Him and my prize, I'm his prize. And so I'm going to treat the thing good. You see me? Because here's the reality.
He's your prize.
Yes.
If he becomes what he needs to be. And he becomes what you... Because remember, God said, it is not good for the man to be alone. So he
alone.
wasn't there. So he gave him this gift. And by you doing what you're supposed to be, which is to pour into him, then he becomes that. And then you benefit from the growth.
Of course.
But if we do that upside down and we wait...
not gonna work.
It not gonna work.
The plant now go grow.
It not gonna grow.
So, and it's like you're going to be among stony ground or
That's right.
thorns.
Because
The
we're so
Tokyo.
preoccupied with
Yeah.
all of the other things.
Right.
He must. No.
No.
I must. So that he can.
I agree.
And then when he becomes, then the rising tide lifts all the boats.
If only we would just succumb and submit ourselves to the word of God. Because God can't.
Listen, we keep buying this car and say, all right, make a figure out how to do this. No, just read the manual the designer make now. The designer gave you a manual how to drive the thing
Right.
and run it optimally. But all of us want to do our own thing.
Yeah, man, I want to go in the shop and put diesel in there. But
Yes,
you say,
man.
unleaded. Put diesel in there and see what
What
happens.
becoming like diesel?
Me like the smell. Oh, come on. Right? And this is the reality that we are faced. And what we need to understand is that until we get to the place that we realize where our place is, and when we understand that we are not fighting against each other, but that the enemy fights against us, and then we're so blinded that we don't see the enemy, we attack the person that has been placed to share our lives until, for the time that we have here on earth. And what we don't realize, so I think we kind of minimize it, is that, Robert, we determine if the other person goes to heaven
Yes,
or not.
man. Yes, man.
Salvation.
Listen.
Salvation.
Best way to destroy a man, we've seen it from the beginning of time, is to go to his woman.
Listen.
The devil went to Eve and mash up Adam and all of us by extension.
Until we realize that the salvation of the person lies in our hands, and we understand the responsibility that was laid to us.
A huge one.
If you can't deal with it,
Leave
don't
him alone.
take it up.
Just leave
Just
him alone.
leave people, children alone, brother.
Just tell the man, say, listen, I'm not good enough. That's it. Just
That's
leave the man
it.
alone.
Just go overrode this. Don't try to fix
Yes.
me. And we need to understand that you cannot fix a human being. That's the Holy Ghost business. You can't fix nobody. So you don't come and say, oh, I'm going to change him. No, you're not. No. And, until we realize where we are and what our different roles are and how we complement each
Yes.
other, or we, in retrospect, destroy the person.
Yes.
So I don't, me no want a man to come and destroy my daughter,
There you
and
go.
I don't want no girl come and destroy my son. So if you know you are not the wife, don't come put yourself in the bench, wife selection bench.
Just
So
take
my
for
son
yourself.
come pick up you. No, no, no. And it's the same thing. There is no, I don't think there is any parent or any person that sets out to pick up bad.
Yes.
Everybody wants something good. You know, feel so?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And here's the thing for me, because this is my mission, right? The wrecking trade, all of these things come from a single mission, right? And that single mission is, before even my daughter or my son picks up somebody, my mission is to teach them how to be what they need to be.
Exactly.
So my son needs to learn how to be a man, so he doesn't have to go through the struggles and work through all of those challenges. My daughter has to learn how to become a woman, how to become a wife, and I have to teach them that. So it's not a question of whether somebody else come, because what I then inoculate them or vaccinate them for is to learn how to recognize and choose the right one.
Right.
Right? Because
Absolutely.
if their picker is off, then we're gonna pick up foolishness and destroy not just their life but also the
everything.
salvation, everything.
Yes, everything. And remember, one of the things that we also need to remember is that the enemy come camouflage. So to be able to identify, you have to know the true templates are ready to be able to identify the counterfeit.
Absolutely. And sometimes we think that the devil is attacking us in the moment. The devil has planted landmines in us from way back when.
Long time.
As soon as we hear the word leadership or male authority, we
Submission.
automatically submission, bad word. And we're wondering where that is coming from, because a long time ago he planted that, no man, you can't trust no man, no man, you can't lead. So he's wounding you from a child, and then now you're fighting with this man over all of these things, baggage from the past.
And in jeopardy of losing your soul salvation. Because don't think that if you destroy this man's
Yes.
life, that you're going to make it to heaven nice and
Listen.
easy. And if you destroy this woman's life, you're not make it nice and
Listen,
easy.
the
God's
both
gonna
of us
say,
get affected.
What? Neither one.
Eve did her foolishness, Adam got affected.
Have to be
Adam turned around and
restored.
do foolishness, and now everybody's affected.
Yeah.
So
So
when
see
you-
what God did? Restoration. And so we have to understand. And this is the thing that God was showing us. I saw the error that they both made. And with that, I learned what they're going to need. So I set it in place. And that was redemption.
Yes.
Will you do the same? Thank you so much, Robert, for joining me on Just Before You Go Your Bed. Listen, I want to tell you, ladies, love is real. Love is tangible. It's also spiritual. It's the thing we feel that points to God. We can experience that on earth with other human being, but we must understand that it is a great responsibility, because what lies in your hands is a person's soul salvation at the end of the day, and yours as well. Will you accept the call to be the person that you want? Can the man truly say, ooh, I found her, I find a good thing? And can you say, I found the shepherd I need to help to guide me to the gates of heaven? When we come back, quickly we'll do our weekly news in review. Stay tuned. Welcome back. This is your weekly news in review. I'm Constance Ebanks. The storm currently passing the Cayman Islands brought extensive damage and severe flooding to the north shore of the three islands. According to the latest government update, a marine warning remains still in effect for all three Cayman Islands, and residents are encouraged to take every necessary precaution, including exercising extreme caution on roadways. All government schools were closed today due to the adverse weather conditions, and it has been announced that all government schools, will open for classes tomorrow. Parents and guardians are still advised to stay tuned to government releases for further updates. Premier Julianne O'Connor Connolly defended the UPM's first budget once again on Friday when she told the Business Committee that public spending on capital projects over the next 2 years was about playing catch-up with the local infrastructure, which is necessary because of the significant population spike over the last few years. The Premier, who has been a member of almost every government since she was elected to represent the Sister Islands in 1996, blamed previous generations for not recognizing the country's infrastructure needs. The UPM government has been criticized for the money it plans to spend over the next 2 years on starting, continuing, or completing major projects, and O'Connor Connolly has defended the budget on a number of occasions. As the Needs Assessment Unit begins rolling out its new technology platform to improve the delivery of social services, it has launched a dedicated fraud reporting hotline. Given the broad perception that some people receiving government cash are either undeserving or not Caymanians, the phone line has been installed to promote transparency and accountability. According to a release from the Social Development Ministry, the hotline is a crucial initiative empowering residents and employees to play an active role in maintaining the integrity of the financial assistance system. The hotline is one of 2 initiatives that the NAU has launched, the ministry said. The department has also introduced advanced client service software to improve the experience of clients who call the unit to make inquiries about their benefits or to ask how to apply for help from the government. But the dedicated fraud reporting hotline is a means to report suspected welfare cheats. The ministry said it was to ensure that everyone who gets government support is not only genuinely in need, but meets the criteria. Tourism and Ports Minister Kenneth Prine made a speech on Friday in which he promoted that he believes are the benefits of moving the cargo dock from its current location. In an address about sustainable tourism at the Chamber of Commerce Economic Forum, he said that moving the dock away from the tourism area would almost double the space available for cruise operations and allow the Port Authority of the Cayman Islands to operate during the daytime. Brian said the port was struggling to cope with the volume of imports, driven by what he said was organic pollution growth. The minister said nothing about where he would like to see the cargo port moved to, but he said a business case was being developed by local consultants KPMG and Stadtech, the international design consultants involved in the Oriya Airfield redevelopment. The result of this report will help the Cayman Islands government decide whether the cargo port remains where it is or to be moved. This is why he supported the road building program as he spoke about the Airport Connector Road and the ongoing extension of Godfrey Nixon Way to the harbour front, which will allow road users to bypass the town and get to their destinations faster. This has been your weekly news in review. I'm Constance Ebanks. Yes, yes. Thank you so much for staying tuned and locked here just before you go your bed. Just want to remind you that he that started a good work in you is faithful to complete it to the end. And next week, same time, same place, we'll be bringing it to you live, and it's going to be an exciting time. Next week, we'll be talking about dealing with grief. And you say, Connie, grief of what? Grief of losing your youth. So make sure that whatever you're doing, get set, get ready to be here with me next week, same time. I look forward to sharing this space with you. From the family here at Flashpoint Media, we pray God's blessing on you. Bye-bye.